Well, hello and welcome to the Profit Express. I'm Tim Healy, and I'm inviting you to join me each and every Wednesday so you can be prepared to win the battle for business. That's what we do here on the Profit Express. So thanks for being on board. And as always, a big shout out and thank you to our good friends and sponsors at Corbett Public Relations, where they've been promoting and protecting businesses and brands for over 30 years. So do yourself a favor. Visit Bill and his team at CorbettPR.com. That's CorbettPR.com. Welcome aboard, everybody. Now, today is going to be a fun show, a very interesting show. I came across today's guest on Instagram, as it's just a great source for great entrepreneurs, creative people. Listen, that's why we're on Instagram. And it's a caricature artist that it was probably over a year ago. For whatever reason, this guy's work caught my attention. And he's a caricature artist. His handle is at Drew'z Cartoonz. And his business, part of what he does, this guy's a hustler, he's an entrepreneur, he's involved in a number of different things. And also part of what he does is very interesting. He has a streetwear brand called Till the End. We're going to get into that too. But I first was introduced to Drew, again, through Instagram, as his role as a caricature artist. And he goes to events, he goes to fairs, corporate events, communions, weddings, bar mitzvahs, and he will do caricatures of the guests. And now I'm talking as somebody who's got basically zero artistic ability. So I'm always impressed by artists and their ability to do what they do. And I just love the work that Drew puts out. But also, it's not just the finished product that he does, but how quickly he does it and how much he just puts out. So again, following him on Instagram, I ended up getting an idea about a year ago. I said, it'd be really cool, again, as in my role as a sales coach, one of my clients. I said, it'd be great. Let me have this guy, Drew, and again, his name is Drew Traficante. Again, it's Drew'z Cartoonz. I want him to do a caricature of one of my clients' sales team. And I kind of, he and I kind of had some conversation going back and forth, and I described each of the sales people's, like their characteristics and personalities. And he created a caricature for each one of the members of the sales team. Well, P.S., my clients loved it. Each one of the salespeople loved it. It was a huge hit. And so certainly, Drew and I have stayed in touch ever since. And I just got the idea of having on, really, from an interesting perspective in the Profit Express, life of an artist, being an artist who's in business, making a living being an artist. It's something I haven't done. So I figured, hey, you know what? Who better than Drew? So, hey, it's a pleasure to welcome aboard the Profit Express, Drew'z Cartoonz himself, Mr. Drew Traficante. Drew, how are you today?
Doing well, Tim.
All right. Get a little closer to that mic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bat a fist away, right?
There you go. So, again, as I just said, zero creative talent. And when I saw the Instagram page, and again, it's Drew'z Cartoonz on Instagram.
Drew'z Cartoonz with a Z.
Okay, awesome. I'm impressed. I
appreciate that. Thank you.
Very, very much so.
Thank you.
So again, as I hired you, it was great. You did a great job for the client.
Mm-hmm.
But let's start off with, because I think it's an interesting conversation. When did you realize, how young were you when you started your first sketches, your first drawings?
Wow. So you want the whole spiel, huh?
Give me this story.
All right. But hey, let me cut you up there for a second, because you say you're not an artist, but that intro was top notch, man. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for that. But
you don't have to butter up the host.
That right there, because see, you say you can't draw, but I can't introduce people the way you just did. So tops to you.
Well, very good. I like that. Thank you.
So I got started. First of all, I came out the womb basically with a pencil in my hand. My mom was very artistic.
Okay.
She did really cool. She used to design her own pillows actually back in the day. But
really?
like create images on pillows and wall decor and all that stuff. But she always had trouble with faces. Now, when you're growing up, a lot of people say, hey, they can't draw faces, they can't draw feet, and they can't draw hands. Well, faces came really natural to me. About as young as I can remember, it was second grade. I illustrated this. I illustrated this book called When I Got My Teeth. And did you ever hear? Yeah, funny. But did you ever hear of Reading Rainbow?
Yeah, yeah.
When I was like 2nd grade, I won a contest for them, and they gave me this huge box full of stuff, and I thought I was the coolest kid back in the day. But I got to visit like the Museum of Science and all that stuff. But that right there inspired me to pursue the art career, because not only that, I knew that I can draw, but I also had such support from all my peers around me, and I feel like that really builds to who you are as a person, especially at that young age. And the people that you surround yourself with, you really start to believe like, wow, maybe I do actually have something here.
So, all right, you have a mom who's creative. She's doing pillows. She couldn't do faces.
No.
You had the ability to do faces.
Yes, I had the ability to do faces.
Now, all right. So again, as an artist, because I can't draw again. Thank you for the comment on the intro.
Yeah, of course.
So being an artist, is it tough for people then, like with certain things, like a still life or a portrait? Are those harder things for people to draw? Some things come more naturally than others?
So that's a great question. It all depends on the artist. Like for me, you really have to focus to draw something out of your mind and put it on paper.
Right.
Me, something natural, it comes better to me when I can actually just look at something and I can comprehend what I'm seeing and draw it, instead of coming out of my mind. That's a whole different aspect of the brain that you have to tap into.
Okay, so if you're looking at your subject, which again is what you do with the caricatures, obviously, you're
Right.
you're an event, the people are sitting.
Right.
So that for you is an easier way to connect to the art.
Exactly.
Interesting. I didn't even think about that. As
Yeah.
opposed to somebody who has an image in their head of...
I mean, those artists are phenomenal. Like, I forget his name on Instagram, but it's another artist. He can draw. He can paint people without even looking at them. He can look
Really?
at them, and then he'll draw it upside down, flip it around, and it's them.
I've seen that.
You have.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm telling you that there's so many levels to art, but it all
Right.
comes down to what's natural,
Right,
And,
right.
and what comes to you first.
Right. I'm getting a message from my engineer.
Yeah.
So you're Italian and you're talking with your hands. It's coming up on the audio. Sorry about that. It's tapping. Yeah. The table tapping is on the audio. Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
I got to get my point across.
That's okay.
You know?
So you can point in the air. That's great.
I'll do that for now.
So here's the thing. You know, you're the kind of artist who, like you said, you see the subject and that's how you can connect to the art. Okay. Other people, again, you know, they'll have images in their heads and that's how they connect with the art.
Right.
So, all right. You said right out of the womb, you had a marker in your hand, you had a pen in your hand, you're sketching. Now let me ask you this. So you're at these events. It could be a fair, a wedding, communion. When you see somebody, okay, now this might come across harsh, all right? So you have all sorts of people. You're basically doing caricatures of the public. Whoever is coming up, who was ever there, it's an older person, a kid, adult, whatever. You've got some people, follow me now, you are doing a caricature of a handsome man, a beautiful woman, a cute kid, and then maybe a not so good looking person.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, it is right. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So all right. So here's the question. So if you're doing a caricature of somebody, and I've looked at a lot of your work, who's just not that good looking. It's life, right?
Yeah.
Has somebody ever looked at it and been insulted?
Yes, because they're not aware of their own insecurities. and when you're coming up to the artist, I'll give you 2 rules. 1, wait for them to be finished. Number 2, don't pressure them, because then they'll rip you apart. Think about it though. If you're coming up to a caricature artist in the first place,
Right.
you have that sense of humor where you're like, I want it to be funny.
Right.
Now, we're not trying to, make you go home and cry, but I tend to be more flattering. From the years of experience, the women especially, you want to go a little easy on them. The men, they don't care.
Right.
You know?
I get it. I get it.
I've also done a lot of, a lot of nonprofits. I donate my time. I did one for autism and
Like fundraisers.
fundraisers.
Right,
Yes,
right,
and
right.
like everyone has their own you know, specific needs that they want in the drawing. And of course, if someone asks me, "Hey, can you not draw this?" I won't.
Right, right.
You know,
You'll respect that.
I'm very respectful in that, and you know, if that's what it takes to, you know, have them come back or refer me, then that's what it
Well,
takes.
it's business too, right?
Business too.
So you some artists. So you try to be more flattering.
Yeah. But that brings me back to listen. Don't. If I want to rip into you, I'll rip into you.
So lesson learned: be nice to the artist and
Be
don't
nice to
rush
the
them.
artist.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So because obviously, listen, everybody's got a physical, you know, trait.
Right.
They might think their nose is big or a double chin. Or,
I go to town on that.
I love it. That's great.
You have to. But the thing is, like, so the difference in caricature art is like, okay, we have artists, but to be accurate in such a time pressured moment, that's like a skill that you have to learn and teach yourself and become confident in.
Yeah, because you're going to an event and, you know, you're doing, you know, 10, 20 in like an hour, a couple of hours. So, I mean, you're banging these out. It's like an assembly line.
Right.
That's the part that, because I can understand somebody who has a talent, right? Okay. And they're creative, right? But then to do it that quickly and then, you know, one after the other, how do you do that?
Well, it all comes down to practice, just like anything.
Really?
Just confidence, practice,
repetition,
repetition,
right?
Repetition. There was a time where I tore my meniscus and I was out for like 4 months on the couch.
Ooh,
and every day just banged out a drawing.
Really?
And just taught myself. So I would sketch with the pencil first, and then you slowly begin to get confident where you can go straight to marker.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So
yeah, sure.
But even to this age, like this day and age, I still do sketch with my pencil sometimes.
Okay.
Just to make sure I'm on the money.
Okay.
Because
if you need to change.
If you need to change, but like you light sketch, and then you can go over it.
Okay. So all right. So when did you start to do it? You know, not just as a kid, but when did you make your first dollar doing it?
Professionally. So I was 15 years old at the kids' counties in Bayshore.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a young guy. How old are you now?
I'm 31.
So more than half your life you've been doing this.
More than half my life.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Weird way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many have you? It's a hard. I'm sure. I don't know how you can answer. It's like how many M&Ms were ever made. How many caricatures have you done?
I mean, at this point, thousands. Yeah, like.
Well, because if you do
insane.
one, like, what's a busy event for you? You'll do how many?
I mean, weddings. You're there all the time. Like if it's black and white, you can do from like 13 to 15. So 15 times 5 hours.
Really? So they will have you there for 5 hours of a wedding.
5
and
hours.
Do about 10 to 15 an hour.
In black and white, yeah. Colors most likely 7 to 10. So you give it take.
Right.
But right. I have two options. It's like, so you can have the traditional sit and draw, which is more interactive, or it's a snap and go method. Especially it works with especially children's parties. A lot of my clients and the parents prefer that route. So the kid doesn't have to sit, or whoever, and they can enjoy the party, take a quick snap of them, sketch it off the camera, come back in a little bit, come pick it up.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right, you're not gonna tell me who, obviously, but you've had some pain in the neck people, and then you've enjoyed highlighting, accentuating,
so
less than flattering.
I mean, there's really only one moment that stuck out. It was in my beginning years,
right?
And I don't want to sound mean, but the subject and matter had a pig nose. So like,
right.
And it was a little girl, and I drew her really good, but the father said he brought it back. He actually had her bring it back. She said, "Your father thinks you drew me like a pig."
Oh.
And
Wait, he had the daughter bring it back to you?
He had the daughter bring it back to me.
Oh God, that's wrong. The father shouldn't have done that. That's bad. Oh my God.
But the funny thing is, she seemed upset that she had to bring it back because she thought it looked like her.
Well, you can't. Again, you can't make somebody not look like who they are. I mean, we all know what we look like.
I rather them laugh at themselves than say this doesn't look like me if I didn't draw that specific feature that they have.
Yeah, because again, it's a caricature. It's not like a portrait where you're seeing it's formal, right? So if you do this, there is a humorous element to it,
right?
All right, so here's an interesting story. I find this fascinating because it's like how you're connecting to human beings in a fun way, right?
Yeah. So it's a great time. I've met so many fun people. Just whoever hires a caricature artist like to their party, you can tell that they're a fun bunch of people.
Right? No, it's an interesting. You don't see it all the time, and it's right. Yeah. Okay, so here's one. So you've done this thousands and thousands of times. Is there one that stands out where you did the caricature, you handed it to the person, and they their reaction was, it's like let me ask it a different way. Out of all the thousands of caricatures you did, what's the one that sticks out that you're most proud of?
Wow. The one I'm most proud of. Just seeing, I guess, anyone's reaction that like literally makes them smile and laugh. Mm-hmm. That's a successful day to me.
Right.
Because I did the exact thing I'm there to do. Right. It's to make the environment even better than what it already is. Yeah. Bring some humor into it. I can't picture anyone specific. Because I do quite frequently. But it makes me feel good. It honestly makes me feel that this is what I was kind of meant to do. And it goes back to what comes natural to you. And this just came natural to me.
Did you have formal training?
I did not. So I would sketch my teachers in school. And
really? So
yeah.
No art school, anything like that?
No art school, no. I went to Nassau. I took some fine art, but that was more subject matter and charcoal. But this just came natural. Yeah, like my mom, once again, she's an entrepreneur herself. But she would be around. She books events for this pretzel business. It's called Not of This World Pretzels. And she does all the managing for it, but whenever she would have a fair, she would tell me, hey, Andrew, would you want to give this a shot? And I say, okay, why not? So she would do her thing. I'd be there. And basically I just got all my training just from repetition and just doing it. And I broke my own way off.
Right. Awesome. That is awesome. So, all right. So let's have some fun with this.
Okay.
Because again, obviously, I like your work. I'm following on Instagram. It's at Drew'z Cartoonz again with Z's. It's Drew with a Z and Cartoonz with a Z.
Drew'z Cartoonz.
Right.
Yep. It was Charismatic Cartoonz.
It was what?
Charismatic Cartoonz.
I like Drew's better.
Yeah. Drew's is so much better.
Yeah, I did.
It rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just amazed at how you did it. How many and how quickly. So we're right here in the Profit Express. I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay. So we're going to keep talking. The interview's not going to stop. All right. We're just going to keep, because I also want to talk about Till the End, that streetwear brand.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know a little bit about the story. I think it's a great story. I definitely want to share it with the listeners. So what we're going to do, I got to get Mike, my engineer, in. So he's going to do whatever he does to kind of set this up. So are you game? You want to do a caricature of yours truly?
I'm always game.
Now, I'm not going to rush you. I'm not going to piss you off because I don't want to look bad. Sorry. So we got some paper here. All right.
If you want to get ripped up right now, let's do it.
So here you go.
Oh, all right. You got paper.
I got paper.
I like this. All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Do you want a pen? What do you want?
Speak soft and carry a marker.
You come with your own marker. I thought you might. Now, all right, so we're going to give Mike, my trusty engineer here, he's going to set it up, and this is going to be great for YouTube. So you're going to do a live as we speak caricature. This might be the first. I feel confident in saying this. The first live caricature on a podcast of the podcast host. I think I'm right in saying that. I think I'm right in saying that. So just as you draw me, just keep in mind how much I do like your stuff and how much I'm complimenting you. All right, so look at that. So there you are on camera.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
I love it.
I mean, I could do a little demonstration of what's going on here.
All right, so you keep doing this.
Okay.
Now, I've never had somebody draw me while doing an interview, so it's firsts all around.
Okay.
This is great. So I'm the live subject matter here on the Prophet Express with Drew'z Cartoonz, as we have a live in the moment sketch, and this is, you know, I start off the show by saying, hey, I'm not artistic. I certainly could not do what Drew is doing here. And there's a part of me that's really amazed by artists who can do what they do. All different kinds of art, you know, anything from, you know, caricatures like Drew, I mean, to pottery. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. To me, it's just such an amazing talent, and how the mind thinks and works like that. All right, so let's change subjects while we're doing this.
Sure.
I got to be honest, as the host here, it feels a little awkward. Drew is intently looking at me as I'm trying to continue.
See, that's another thing. It does get kind of awkward. But you just got to deal with it.
As I'm trying to continue this interview, Till the End. Till the End is a streetwear brand, and also on Instagram. That one I don't follow. I apologize, but is it at Till the End on Instagram?
It's Till the End with one L.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
The story on that. Now, again, think about this. We're having an interview, and Drew is doing the caricature of yours truly, host of the Prophet Express. Tell me the story of Till the End.
Okay. So, Till the End.
And if you want to stop for a second, you know, whatever, there's no rush. Again, I'm not rushing it. We're all good. No.
So, Till the End started back, I would say, about 2015. My buddy at the time, I was working at a graphic design shop, with my boy Mitch Mandel, and we were doing custom tees for MMA. This guy Stanley, Ryan LaFlair's place. You ever know? It's in Farmingdale. I believe it's in Farmingdale. But anyway, we were doing custom work for them, and my older buddy. I always wanted to start like my own clothing line, so it started in my dorm room. I created the logo, so Till the End represents to the ones we lost, but you represent for them till the end. However, it's a New York streetwear brand, and it goes by do what you love to the end, meanings of hustle, love, inspire.
Hustle, love, inspire.
Hustle, love, inspire. Yep.
Doing what you love till the end.
Do what you love till the end. It's a trademarked slogan.
Right. Now, but there's also, we'll get personal for a moment. So the inspiration, was there an inspiration behind this?
So I had lost my really close cousin back in the day, 06, and that hit me kind of hard, really hard. Also had a mutual friend at the time passed away, so it's just all this morbid, just all around.
Right.
And it's like, okay, how can you in your mind create something for you, but like make it relate to your own life and do something good about this. And it's just staying true to the end, meaning anything that you do, podcast till the end.
Right.
You know, football to the end, basketball to the end. It's more than just the brand. It's the meaning of life. It's how you live your life.
So there, unfortunately, you dealt with loss of loved ones, of a family member, of a friend. Mm-hmm. So they're part of the ongoing inspiration.
Ongoing inspiration.
So
ongoing inspiration. And when you say till the end,
right,
subconsciously you're thinking of them.
Right. Yeah. Whether they're front of mind. You know, some days I'm sure they are. You know, I lost a sister, you know, back in COVID 2020.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And
Sorry to hear that.
they're there. It's more forefront, but it's interesting how, again, inspiration as an artist, inspiration as a business owner, having this brand. So it's encouraging passion. It's encouraging people to fill and pursue the podcast to the end, the art, the hobby, the profession, whatever it might be. Tell us about the clothesline. What is it? What does it look like? What kind of feel? What kind of design?
So it's New York streetwear. It's more of a '90s feel.
Really?
Yeah.
A little retro.
It's a little retro. I love the retro. I love the retro look. And it's it's so I am New York, but I'm originally Long Island is New York, obviously. So
Sure.
I'm the best of both worlds. I'm in all 5 boroughs. When I was living in Harlem, uptown, that's when it really took off.
Really?
Yeah. During school was when I could attend to it a lot. But as opposed to now, fast forward a couple of years later, and I'm in a shop now, small shop it's 656 North Wellwood Avenue, Custom Gifts.
Okay.
Got a small section in there now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
The brand's been published in a few magazines, including The Source and This Is 50. It's just Instagram promotions. The pandemic was the time where I really took off. That's when everybody was buying online. That's when everybody
So it kind of kickstarted things for you.
It kickstarted things.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was also a positive positive thing. It took the negative and turned it into a positive. The pandemic was actually one of the best times for me.
Right. As crazy as it was in so many different ways, a lot of great came out of it. A lot of opportunity, that's for sure. All right. So let's take a step back again. Is there an artist who inspired you? Whether growing up inspires you now?
An artist that's inspired me growing up. I mean, hey, you have your regular, Picasso.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the oldest form of caricature art. How can you not like that form of art?
Really? You consider that in a way caricature art?
It is caricature art.
I never thought it. Really?
Picasso, absolutely. It's so abstract that that's where basically it all took off from. If you really think about it.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right here on the Prophet Express, we've just learned Picasso caricature art. Wow, I did not know that. Seriously, that's awesome. And again, as I sit here as a subject of a caricature that is also, thanks to Mike, my engineer, is being recorded, on the show here on YouTube. Wait, is this? I'm not rushing. Is this a finished product?
This is the finished product.
I saw you sign it, so it looks like that's official. When
when you sign it,
the
that's
artist
when it knows it's
right. This is awesome. All right, do we have a reveal here for the camera? This is.
What do you think?
The center cam. Which one? I just want to make sure I get the camera here. This one. There you go. Look at that.
You got a long thumb though.
I have. Okay, this is good. Okay, we got the coffee mug.
It actually took me a little bit because I got off topic, but
well, no. Look at this. I mean, dude. So here you are, and this is your first podcast, by the way.
Yes.
Right. So before the show, we were talking. Haven't done a podcast before.
Yeah.
So not only all right, your first time, maybe a little bit nervous. You're doing great, by the way.
Thank you.
Fantastic conversation.
Thank you.
And then I throw, hey, let me test this guy. See how. I mean, I knew you're good. Look at this. So now, all right, I'm going to flip it back. So, Mike, do you see this? How awesome is that? So, all right. So here's the funny thing. So everybody's got. All right, now I'm gonna see if you can guess this. Right. So everybody's got like the nose or the ears or a double chin, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm not Brad Pitt, and you picked up a physical trait of mine. Mm-hmm. I was curious if you were going to catch it. What do you think it is?
I don't know. I mean, the wrinkles to the nose.
Are right. The wrinkles, yes. So many people, because it's actually it's hard to see in the beautiful Prophet Express logo.
I've seen worse, Tim.
I've
seen worse.
But you know what?
I've seen worse.
See, when I squint like this, they're kind of deep. They're there. This is me though. This is awesome. I love the pronounced thumb.
Yeah. Good, you like.
One more time, man. This is awesome. first time on first time podcasting. This is a first ever brand new caricature.
Making history.
Wow. Thank you, dude. Man, that is,
Of course.
that is
Of
awesome.
course.
That is awesome.
Of course. I mean, if I had my tools with me and was prepared, it'd be colored and stuff. But I think we nailed it.
Dude, no, this is really terrific.
And your forehead isn't that big, but don't worry.
Well, see, my wife says my head is very big, but I don't think that's what you mean. But anyhow, I got a huge head. So it's Picasso was the original caricature artist. He's part of, an artist that you look up to, you admired, and no formal training. So this is interesting. Going back to school, grammar school, high school. So I assume there's some art classes you have to take.
Yeah, there's art classes.
What did your teachers say about your skill?
So my teacher, Mr. Edison, actually, he was phenomenal. I got only a C in his class.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I got a C, but
dude, how the hell did you get a C?
Dude, I was getting D's and C's. It was the transition from drawing to learning the 3D program to Adobe Illustrator.
Oh.
So he pushed me like nonstop. But whenever I saw a D here, a C here, one day we had to make our own. What was it? It was you can do whatever you want. It was like just. You have to draw it and you have to convert it to 2D design. Right. So I was like, okay. I showed him one of my caricatures of Bob Marley.
That's cool.
I converted that into the program of Adobe Illustrator, and I got like an A.
Wow.
So he's like, dude, why don't you use this? Like on that, I got an A on that specific project.
Yeah.
But he's like, does this not click for you now? He's like, obviously we're not going to draw celebrities and stuff on every single project, but he's like, you have the skill here.
Right.
So like that was going back to my roots and like just knowing what to do with using the tools that he provided me now.
So he was an influence, sounded pretty positive.
Yeah.
Your mom?
Mr. Edison, I hope you're doing well. Hope he's doing well.
Absolutely. Throwing out some good wishes. Your mom, big influence. Mr. Edison?
Mr. Edison, yeah.
Edison, right.
Mr. Edison at NASA.
Did you ever have people who doubted you or said, what are you doing that for? It's silly. What are you doing? It's doodles, right?
Typical starving artist, but it's like, you're not a starting artist if you know how to stay with the times and transform it into a well-paying job. So I learned the 2D programs, Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, and converted that. I took one class in packaging design, but now I do that full-time salary. I'm involved in, I work for Quest Basics in Brooklyn, and our clients are Five Below, Walmart, CVS.
Wow.
Hobby Lobby.
So part of what you do is product or packaging design?
If you go into Five Below, yes. If you go into any of those stores, you will see my packaging, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. iJoy.
Wow. This has been a great conversation, man.
Oh, yeah.
Great conversation. Let me end it with this. So you're still a young guy. You're 31.
Getting there, man. I feel it.
Please, come on. I'm 53. You're young. You're good. How do you want to be known as an artist?
Doing what I love to the end.
Wow. That's it. That was a beautiful way to kind of tie that all together. I didn't even see that coming. See, I threw you a softball. I didn't even know it. Listen, one more time. We got it, Mike. We got to get this on the shot here. Look at this character. My camera? Wait, he's telling me. Oh, there we go. I got mixed up with the cameras.
Kind of give that side profile a little bit.
That is awesome. And we even have the wrinkles in the forehead. Look at this. We have the pronounced thumb and the coffee mug. You did a great job there. That's awesome.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Again, people following you. The Instagram is what?
Drew'z Cartoonz
And
till the end clothing. TILTHEEND clothing.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being on board the Profit Express, Bo.
You're the man, Tim.
You got it. And this is the Profit Express. Now, which camera am I looking into, Mike? I'm getting dizzy. Straight over there, right? There you go. Thanks, buddy. I got a great engineer, man. He keeps me on track. So this is the Profit Express. And if you like what you hear, like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Shows like this are why I do the show. It's people like Drew Traficante, who's an artist, who's got passion. He's a hustler. There's people out there. I know that there are aspiring artists listening. There are aspiring entrepreneurs listening. And it's hearing stories like Drew's and how he's out there doing his thing and hustling that I know is going to make a difference in your life. So as always, it's the Profit Express. And until next time, let's continue to win the battle for business.